Well, as the title states, this is an upgrade to the Ford Torino front suspension. This is how I had it set up in the late 70s when I was drag racing it back then. It has 6-cylinder coil springs on the front with 90-10 shocks. That's what I did back then. Car sat low in the front and I wanted full extension, quick extension on the front end. This is a 428 cover jet car, and this is the before of what it looked like. I'm trying to do one side of the car at a time. I'm presently working on the driver's side. The side that I'm showing you right now is up against the wall in my garage and it's hard to work on. Once I get everything done on the driver's side, then I'm going to spin the car around and do all the body work and get to this side right here with redoing the suspension. But as you can see, I've got new calipers from Napa, and I have new tie rod ends, idler arm. That's all done. But once I break down this spindle off of this side here, then everything will be put back on. Nothing's tightened down in this area right here, so I could pull it apart easy. And I don't know if you could see it, but those headers are JR 2 1/8 inch Pro adjustable headers. That company's not in business anymore, but we're going to try to utilize them with the upgrade in this whole car once I get it done. Okay, we're on the driver's side now. This is a restored wheel well area with the new suspension parts. I took everything down to bare metal and put Pour 15 on, a couple coats to finish it off real nice. This is a satin finish. And of course the upgrades here, which we will explain here in just a quick second. Okay, let's start with the upper control arm that I installed. This is a SPC Performance upper control arm. It has a built-in Shelby drop. This is the stock location for the upper control arm. This lowers the upper control arm 1 inch to give you that built-in Shelby drop function. It also has adjustable camber positions, and you could set the camber 0 degrees, -1 degrees, or 2 degrees in this area here. There's 3 adjustment holes, which I thought was kind of neat. The part number for this upper control arm is 94210. This is basically the upper control arm for the other side. And like I said, there's adjustment holes right here for your camber. I just set mine to the center position, and once this is completely done and I take it in for alignment, then if it needs adjusted, I could do it at that time. The kit does come with the upper ball joint, and that's K8036. Also part number 940091. But from what they tell me from SPC, any upper ball joint will work with this, which is good to hear. Okay, next on this setup is a Viking Coilover shock. I originally was going to go with, in fact I did purchase them, roller spring perches, and I had new coil springs that would be more adapted so I could drive this on the street to get rid of those 6-cylinder coils I previously had stated. I tried for a good 3 or 4 months with Summit, and they kept canceling my order. So I says, you know what, I'm just going to go with coilovers and be done with it, and be much more happy with being able to adjust the height of the way the car sits. So that's what I went with. These Viking coilovers were purchased at PST. I found that I don't really see too many places selling Viking performance products. Jegs and Summit do not carry this line, but I did notice PST did, and they were easy to work with. This particular Viking shock is, the part number is A231, and the coil that I ordered for this is 10 SP550. The 550 is the spring rate, or what it could take as far as poundage. This is, being a big block car, I wanted something that was going to be able to handle the weight and not deflect all over the place. One good thing about the coils that come with this kit from Viking is the top, this area up in here where the spring coil isolator fits. It is the correct diameter, and I was able to go with this coil spring isolator, and it is part number C4DZ-5415-AR, and it did fit the coil spring perfectly with no problems. One thing you want to make sure when you order your Viking coilovers is that you get these. These are called thrush washers, and they fit right in this area right here. Without those, you will not get a guarantee with your Viking coilovers. This helps turn your adjustment here much easier because you have some bearing material, really small, so that it will spin this retaining nut easily and not strip anything out. One other thing you have to make sure is you have to use anti-seize in this area here, and that's another thing you have to keep in mind, because Viking will not guarantee these unless you do that. Now everything in here is just set up just so it works out right. The only thing I could say is this area down here, which is called a T-bar. This fits in here in place of the coil spring mount. If you use this on a stock upper control arm, the T-bar fits perfectly. But if you do use this, I noticed that this was going to run into the support system here on both sides, and I didn't want to grind anything because this is powder coated, and I didn't want to do anything here to get it to fit. So what I did was I installed two number 8 washers, the 5/16 washers in that area to raise the T-bar up just slightly. Actually, I think it was 3. Let me see. No, I'm sorry, it was 2 washers so that they would fit in there and not come in contact with these welds here for the upper control arm. As far as the lower control arm, that is the better quality lower control arm by Moog. I decided to go with that. I didn't think I needed to go with anything more custom other than the factory part, so that's what I went with on that. One other thing that you'll need for your Viking coilovers are a pair of the adjustment wrenches that they sell. Makes it a lot easier to adjust them up and down, and once they're adjusted to where you want them, then you're going to lock this down right here and squeeze them together so that it doesn't lose adjustment. I also went with a new camber adjusting kit from SPC, Specialty Products Company. I don't know if they're any better than the stock ones, but the part number is 83160. I plan on running a sway bar, and these Moog sway bar bushing kits are no longer available, but I was able to get them on eBay. And here they are right here. And the part number for those with the sway bar that I have for the big block is K8792. Being that the strut rods are adjustable on Torinos, I decided to just go with a Global West strut end bushing, and that part number is GLS-SRB-5. And as you could see, the rest of the parts have been sandblasted, and I used Pour 15 on it. As far as the disc brake setup on this car, being that it's a GT, first year for front powered disc brakes, I decided to leave a stock rotor and stock brake caliper. Both of these are from Napa. I found that Napa seemed to have the best price on these all-in-one rotors. I went ahead and cleaned the rotors real well and used a roll bar paint on it, and I think they look pretty good. Alright, thanks a lot. Hey, if you would please subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I will getting some more videos here together. This car has been with me since 1978, and I recently retired, and now I'm having time to really get into this thing and bring it back up. Everything that was done back in the late 70s is kind of weathered right now, so I want to get this to look a lot better and get it out on the street and take it to some car shows. So once again, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.